you have a plan to increase security in places like that?
The district has up-to-date and well-tested emergency response plans.
12 seconds remaining, Jackson. Time it
This program was produced by Lenape District Television.
Hello and welcome to Seneca High School. For today's girls softball action, the Seneca Golden Eagles are taking on the Clearview Pioneers. It's going to be a great game today, folks. I'm Kelsey Haynes, joined by Joe Melagrana. Joe, do you have any thoughts about today's game?
Well, Seneca opened up with a tough loss yesterday to #1 rated Washington Township, the Minute Maids of Washington Township, and they're coming on back-to-back games with a rated team. Clearview's coming in with #8. But Coach Marty Davino, I think, kind of likes the competition this early in the season. They have a lot of experienced players that played as starters for the last 3 years, and it's going to be a good test for them.
Absolutely. We'll be right back at the start of the game.
Today's game on LDTV Sports, sponsored by Deborah. For care that's extraordinary, demand Deborah.org. Cherry Hill Nissan, home of the friendly Nissan giant. On the web at cherryhillnissan.com. Philadelphia Wholesale Produce Market. All the best, all right here. 215-336-3003. Or on the web at www.pwpm.net. Comegno Law Group, specializing in general and special education law, representing individuals, families, public boards of education, and independent schools. 888-313-IDEA or ComegnoLaw.com. Wilmore School of Gymnastics, where every child is special. In Mount Laurel, 856-234-5292. And in Medford, 609-654-9337. Medford Village Car Care, serving the area's car care needs for 30 years. Located at 11 North Main Street in Medford, 609-654-4023. For information on how your business can become a sponsor of LDTV Sports, contact Joe Melagrana, LDTV Underwriting Manager, at 609-268-2000. extension 8680, or by email jmelagrana@lrhsd.org.
Hello and welcome back to the lovely Seneca High School that is also extremely windy today. I'm Kelsey Haynes, joined by Joe Melagrana. Joe, it's going to be interesting to see how this wind plays a part in today's game.
Well, we finally got some great weather, temperature-wise. But like you said, there's probably about a 30-35 mile an hour wind gusts here, and it does seem to be blowing to left field, so maybe we'll see some home runs from the right-handed batters.
Absolutely. Both teams a fairly fresh start to the spring season here today.
Yeah, we mentioned earlier in the preseason that this is the first game for the Pioneers from Clearview, and it's the second game for the Golden Eagles. They lost a barn burner close game yesterday to Washington Township 6-3. And I was talking to one of the assistant coaches, Chrissy Gerber, that they had a few untimely errors, and if they didn't have that, they would have come up with a big upset against the Minutes yesterday. We're going to be struggling with this wind all day long, so here we go.
It's now time for the AXA Equitable Keys to the Game, providing millions of customers with life insurance, annuities, and other needs-based products since 1859. AXA Equitable. Be life confident. That number is 732-452-7275. And our keys to the game are: Clearview is looking to stay ahead in the count.
Right, especially in this early of the season, you don't want to give extra pitchers or extra turns and pitches for your pitcher to tire them out. So one way of counteracting that, not staying tired, is to stay ahead in the count.
And Seneca here looking to continue to put runners in scoring positions.
Right, you may see a lot of small ball with Coach Davino's team. Put some pressure on Clearview early.
And both teams here today looking to make all the routine plays.
And that's for sure. You don't want to give them any extra outs in the innings. Make the plays that they should be making, and both teams should be in for a great game today.
Absolutely. We're certainly toughing it out in the wind here today.
The
absolutely
wind tunnel
crazy.
Here at Seneca High School.
Hopefully that ball will carry and help out some teams today with a lot of home runs.
And we have two findings.
It's now time for the AXA Equitable Sideline Report, providing millions of customers with life insurance, annuities, and other needs-based products since 1859. AXA Equitable. Be life confident. That number again is 732-452-7275. And now let's send it over to Jack Watson with the report. Jack?
Thank you very much, Kelsey. Now, it's an interesting game when you think of the scope of it. I was told by Coach Moore of Clearview that neither of these teams have played so far under her reign. It should be interesting from that side of the ball. Now Seneca starter Liza Sweet is definitely going to see some serious action today. Seneca's coach, Coach Marino, is very, very confident in her today. Kelsey?
Thank you, Jack. A great report by Jack Watson.
And just to correct Jack, it is Marty Davino. I know he has trouble with his Italian name. I told him I'd help him out with that. Marty Davino has been here 11 years as the head coach, at Seneca, and he did spend some time coaching at Cherokee from 75 to 81. And he was out of teaching for a while, came back in 93. At Lenape and coached 93 to 2003, and when Seneca opened, he's been the head coach ever since 2003 to the present. As we're waiting the warm-ups and the infield practice from Clearview, this time I'd like to mention the assistant coaches were Marty Davino's Golden Eagles. Chrissy Gerber, who for years I've known as Chrissy Harris, Shawnee graduate, and also a Temple University graduate, and a fine softball player in both places. She's one of the assistants, Chrissy Gerber. Also Ashley Warwick. She also played for Shawnee High School. And the third assistant coach is Jocelyn Hickey. For the Pioneers, we'll come back with the assistant coaches in a second for Clearview.
Welcome to the Lenape High School cafeteria. Here in the Lenape Regional High School District, nutrition is made a top priority for our students. The Lenape District promotes the importance of eating healthy by following the United States Department of Agriculture's Offer versus Serve policy. Under this policy, students are offered protein, grain, 2 fruits, 2 vegetables, and milk. Upon entering the lunch line at their school, students are presented with a wide array of options for all their dietary needs, ranging from gluten-free to vegetarian. Even the pickiest eaters are sure to find something they will love. To encourage healthier choices, the Lenape District puts an emphasis on fresh produce. By teaming up with locally based companies throughout South Jersey, we can bring the freshest produce from the farm right to our students. Our salad bar offers students the option to make their own salad, which can be piled high with their favorite healthy selections. Students that prefer a sandwich will truly appreciate the extensive deli bar options, where sandwiches are made to order based on students' own tastes. Students that are on the go can check out the snack area and select one of the convenient grab-and-go options, including beverages, ready-made salads, and pizza. The rotating daily feature or the premium lunch is a great option for students craving variety. Each school day, students are presented with something new to look forward to, including the always popular taco bar. For students that prefer the standards, there is always the combo option, featuring chicken patties, cheesesteaks, and more. There's even a quick and easy way to pay that works just like a debit card. Parents can set up an account online to transfer funds and view transactions. You're guaranteed to find something you like when it's time for lunch.
Hello and welcome back to our Seneca Clearview matchup today.
It looks like we'll be underway shortly. Kelsey, we've got both coaches out there with their captains going over the ground rules. Here in this early spring windy day here at Seneca. Before we took a break, we were going to go over the assistant coaches also for the Clearview Pioneers. Again, the head coach is Deanna Moore. She's also been there at 11 years old. 11 years. Ooh, young coach. And the assistant coach, Jacqueline Gangemi, and also Ann Daly.
A great coaching staff for today's game.
And the visiting Clearview Pioneers, I don't know if we have the exact order here, but looks like the starters would be number 1, Kate Woolham at center field. Not necessarily, in the order that they're batting. Number 2 is Rachel Albertson. She's a 10th grader. She's at second base. Number 3, Sarah Platt, sophomore right fielder. Number 4, Miranda Turner, junior left fielder. Number 5 is Dominique Waters. She's a senior and she's a catcher. Number 7, Nina Rizzo, sophomore pitcher. Number 8, Alyssa Sepulveda. She is the DP today, defensive player. Number 11, Celia Voltaggio is a junior, first base. Number 17, Harper Patsko is a senior, third base. And number 34, Elena Hansen is a shortstop. And Kelsey, while you're waiting, you want to read out the starting lineups for the Seneca Golden Eagles?
Absolutely. We have number 3, Kendra Decker, who is a junior, first base. We have number 4, Gianna Decker, shortstop. We have number 36, Jordan Warrenberger, who is a third baseman. We have number 35, Nicole Fullerton, who's a right fielder. We have number 28, Charlie Greco, who's a catcher. We have Jordan Oslin, who's our center fielder. We have Kami Albrick, who's our second baseman. We have Brooke Spool, who was our left fielder, and our pitcher, Eliza Sweet.
Eliza Sweet did pitch yesterday against Washington Township in that close loss, and she had a fine game, along with had a double during that game also. As we see the Golden Eagles taking the field, we'll be underway shortly. There, Eliza Sweet, 10th grader, as you mentioned, starting pitcher for the second game in a row here. And it looks like the starting pitcher will be Nina Rizzo, I believe. Number 7, we'll get a verification on that when they take the field and at the bottom of the inning. We mentioned the weather so many times, but And about 4 or 5 years ago, there was a graduate here from Seneca. They call him Dougie M. Dougie Meligari, who was did a lot of the morning, broadcasts, the announcements in the morning, and apparently he was he was the head honcho on the weather forecasts. And in fact, I believe he's one of Kathy Orr's weather watchers on Channel 3. So I'm sure he's keeping Kathy Orr abreast of the proper weather. Should have given us a call and warn us about this win today.
I know, it would have helped. Kate Woolham taking the plate here. First batter of the game.
Right at the knees for an 0-1 count.
Just caught it.
A little juggle act out there, never a doubt in right field.
Nicole Fullerton with a great catch there.
Not only did she have to fight the wind, she had to fight the sun, because the sun fielder's right in the outfielder's face, especially right field, with the wind kind of blowing to left field.
Alyssa Sepulveda at the plate.
A designated hitter, a designated player here. Nice fastball there, just swung through it. Nice cut, fouled it back, staying alive. One and two count. That evens up the count right there at 2-2. There's a first strikeout there. 2 second out in the inning.
Dominique Waters coming up. Some great pitches so far by Eliza Sweet. Let's take a look at the replay, sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan. That was our strikeout.
There was nothing but heat on that strikeout.
Like we said, great pitches by Eliza Sweet so far.
I believe we have a 1-1 count here. We don't have the advantage of a scoreboard today, so we're gonna have to be on our toes today, kid. From the sideline, that heater was looked like right across the eyes, and that's tough for a power hitter to lay off. She went after it and did miss it, and I believe we have a 1-2 count. And Eliza went upstairs again on that, but she didn't bite. Brought it down for the second strikeout of the inning. So no runs, no hits for the top of the first for the Pioneers.
Let's take a look at the replay again, sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan on the web at cherryhillnissan.com. Clearview taking the field now.
On that last strikeout, she had Eliza Sweet pitched high up in the zone for went after it and tried to let swing it at the high strike. After that, she laid off of it, came down right in the zone, and got the second strikeout of the inning. As we see number 7, Nina Rizzo. She's a sophomore pitcher, warming up for the Pioneers. Looks like number 3, Kendra Decker, who's the first baseman, will be leading off for the Seneca Golden Eagles. Just get that wind to stop, or just slow down. We could say that this is real springtime weather, but
I know. Between the snow lasting this long and the wind, who knows what's going to happen.
It's always tough in the March, early April. You don't know what you're going to get. Remember doing a few games last year, I believe it was in April, and boy, it was ready to open up the pool early because it was so warm. And other days, you get warm one day and you have winter-like type weather the next. But in any event, it's spring sports season. Here we are, early April. Again, Kendra Decker leading off for the Golden Eagles in the bottom of the first. Right there, opens up with a strike. Fouled that off, 0-2 count. Kendra's in the hole, 0-2 count. Going to have to protect here a little bit, just make contact, get the ball in play. Things happen, ball's in play. 0-2 count, comes a pitch. A little bit low here. Good eye, 1-2. Little off-speed pitch. Must have been a little bit inside. Evens the count, 2-2. Back to the pitcher. Easy out there, right back there. 1-3. Pitcher to first baseman. And first baseman for Clearview, Vasilia Voltaggio. And we have 2 outs.
Gianna Decker stepping up to the plate now.
Like that one out. A little low there, 1-0 count to Gianna Decker.
Comes the pitch.
Another 0. Looks like we have a 2-0 count. It's a tweener. At least 2 bases here.
Going
on the
for
third. Here's the throw. Got her on. The play was right in front of us. Extra chance. Okay, we're gonna get the replay there. See, that was a bang play.
And there she goes to third. Just couldn't get there.
Yeah, just a bang play. Extra, trying to get the extra base. You know, a lot of times you want to, especially with less than 2 out, I mean, you have a runner in scoring position at second base, but hey, early in the game she took the chance, and unfortunately just didn't work out.
Jordan Warrenberger at the plate now for the Golden Eagles.
Jordan had a big home run in yesterday's game against Washington Township.
Nice hit.
A little bobble in left field, but it was hit so hard, couldn't take the extra base. The last 2 hitters got some good wood on the ball and the double. Of course, we had him thrown out, stretching out to the third baseman. Going to third, and Jordan gets a base hit, so it's 2 hits for the Golden Eagles. As Coach Marty Davino is talking to Nicole Fullerton, batting cleanup today. She's playing right field. Made that kind of a circus catch there, battling the wind and the sun in the top of the first inning.
Comes the pitch.
A little bit low, 1-0 count. Runner on first for Seneca with 2 outs in the bottom of the first.
So far, we've seen quite a lot of low pitches from Nina Rizzo so far in the game.
Well, if you're going to miss, it's good to miss low instead of high. That pitch was a little low, but it was up enough for it to cross the knees, and we have a 1-1 count.
There's the hit.
Shortstop to first, and that'll end the inning. The Seneca Golden Eagles, no runs. They do get 2 hits. They leave 1. As we go to the top of the second, we're scoreless.
Let's take a look at the replay, sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan on the web at cherryhillnissan.com. Let's check it out.
Probably for the last out there, a grounder to, oh, okay, that was the play that they got him at third. No, that was the last play. Okay, that was the last play. We had the shortstop to the first baseman for the 3rd out of the inning. And it's unfortunate that Seneca did get 2 hits in that inning, and you know, the second person up was Jana Decker. And nice double in the gap between right and center field. We mentioned that she was at least going to get to second, but she decided to try to take the extra base, and unfortunately it was a real close play. Of course, Coach Davino was umping with the safe sign, but base coach, base ump didn't have anything to do with that, and said, no, got it right, be in. And unfortunately, the next batter up did get the base hit, which most likely would have scored from second, but at least they're getting a lot of contact on, and as we have number 34, Elena Hansen, the shortstop, opening the top of the second for the Pioneers. A little inside, I believe, for a ball. Good for a strike, 1-1 count. Again, Eliza Sweet pitching, 2nd day in a row here. One and two. Late swing on that one. Keeps the count at 1 and 2. Right now, it looks like Eliza Sweet. I know it's only the 2nd inning, but she has a very, very active fastball. As the game goes on, may be able to see some off-speed pitches, maybe to take the timing off of the offensive power of Clearview. Right in the outside corner, perfect pitch. That's her 3rd strikeout.
Now let's take a look at another replay, sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan. I believe that was our recent strikeout.
Yeah, it's kind of tough to tell, especially with we're right in the sun here in the monitor and the wind, but that's what it looked like. It was a perfect pitch to the outside corner. As number 17, Harper Patsko, the 3rd baseman's up there with an 0-1 count. She fouled off the first pitch. Humpback liner to 2nd baseman. That's number 7, Cammie Albright, sophomore, making the catch for the 2nd out.
Rachel Albertson taking the plate now for the Pioneers.
Rachel is the Pioneers' 2nd baseman. She's a sophomore. 0-1 right down the middle of the plate. off-speed pitch there. Just mitched the inside corner. I think Chrissy Gerber wanted that one. A little bit high and outside, a 2-1 count. Right down the middle. Again, a little bit late on the swing. Evens the count at 2-2. Just a little bit low. Tough to take with 2 strikes, but runs the count full. First full count of the day for pitcher Eliza Sweet. Right down there, and that is her 4th strikeout. No runs, no hits, nobody left on. For Clearview, going to the bottom of the 2nd, we're scoreless.
Now let's take a look at yet another replay sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan on the web at cherryhillnissan.com.
Well, I'm sure it's the last strikeout, because all we have right now, and except that the big bobble and 2 big hits, we have 4 strikeouts. And she's off to, Eliza Sweet is off to a good start, as Nina Rizzo, again the sophomore pitcher, is warming up. Clearview Pioneers taking the field, warming up in the infield. And looks like we'll be seeing number 28, the catcher, senior catcher for the Golden Eagles, Charlie Greco, coming up to beginning the bottom of the 2nd inning. Again, we're scoreless. 2 hits for Seneca, 4 Ks so far for Eliza Sweet. Again, we'll see longtime coach Marty Davino getting out to the 3rd base coaching box. See if they can get string some hits together and break this tie here in the bottom of the 2nd inning.
Like Joe mentioned before, we have number 28, Charlie Greco, at the plate for our Golden Eagles.
So high and outside for ball 1. Outside again, run the count, 2 balls, no strikes.
Right.
Right down the middle. There's a lot of heat there from Nina Rizzo. A little bit late on the swing. We're 2-1. Just a little bit low. Runs the count to 3-1. I'm sure Coach Davino wouldn't mind getting a free pass here, base on balls, get the lead runner on, start the bottom of the 2nd.
Absolutely.
We got a mile-high pop-up, and another juggling catch here.
Almost lost it. Number 34 from Clearview, Elena Hansen.
Elena Hansen stayed with that, again fighting the wind and the sun. It's going to be tough all afternoon, but managed to stay with that. And there's 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd. Major league pop-up, as Richie Ashburn used to say. Well, swing and bunt here. This is going to be tough. Coming off, did she have control? Yes, she did. Okay. Swing and bunt right back to the pitcher. Again, that was Jordan Olson. Nina Rizzo comes off the mound quickly. Gets a low throw to first base. You may see this on the replay, but managed to hold on for the 2nd out.
Let's check out that replay.
Okay, Cammie Albrecht's up for Golden Eagles, 2nd baseman. She's a sophomore.
Our count now 1.
It was low, looks like it's 1-1. Down to 2-1.
And a strike.
Well, high heat went after the high heat. It's tough to lay off of. That evens the count, I believe, to 2-2.
With 2 outs so far, bottom of the second.
Stayed right on that fastball and stayed alive, fouling it straight back. At times with 2 strikes, you always want to try to make contact, sometimes shorten the swing, put the ball in play any way that you can. Off-speed pitch, and a swinging bunt again. And again, Nina Rizzo comes off the mound. The great play, picks it up and throws to first base as we get the replay. And you can tell it was set up for the off-speed pitch and was way ahead of it as a result in a swinging bunt. But again, Nina Rizzo coming off the mound, doing a great job throwing it over to first baseman Celia Vitaggio for the third. And final out of the bottom of the second. So for the bottom of the second for the Golden Eagles, no runs, no hits, no left, none left. And again, we're scoreless going into the top of the third. We should mention that Clearview did have a pretty good record last year. They were 14-7. They did unfortunately lose to Millville in the South Jersey Group 4 quarterfinals. And they're carrying a lot of that experience this year. And we mentioned earlier the preseason polls has them rated number 8. But right now, you know, Liza Sweet is holding them hitless going into the top of the third.
Miranda Turner taking the plate for the Pioneers here at our top of the third.
And Miranda Turner's a sophomore, excuse me, she's a junior and she's the left fielder. She'll be battling the win out there also. Top of the third, no score. Little outside, 1-0. The third baseman was hit hard off of the glove of number 36, the third baseman there. That's Jordan Wahlberger, and Clearview gets their opening base runner on.
Number 11, Celia Vitaggio taking the plate. Hopefully we can get a score on the board during this inning. Got somebody on first.
Squares around the bunt, but fouls it off, trying to move that runner in the scoring position. And we're not sure of official score. We don't have an official score, whether that was a hit or it was an error. That was hit pretty hard. Okay, we're getting word that possibly an error on the third baseman. Another high fly to left field, battling the wind. It's going to be tough over her head. Here comes a runner to third, and the throw is going to be late, and it's a double, wind-blown double. It's kind of tough again, that especially left field. I mentioned many times, it's a high ball, and that ball just kept on going. So these outfielders are really going to, the first step they always said is back. I think today is going to be the first 5 steps with this wind is going to be back and see if you can get your judgment on it. But that is a very, very difficult play. Unfortunately, second and third with nobody out. Pitcher's up to bat, Nina Rizzo.
Nice bunt there.
Foul ball. Puts her in the hole 0-1, trying to get that first run over any way that it can.
Got Turner on third and Voltaggio taking second. Hopefully likely to see the Pioneers score a run here.
0-1 count. Second and third, nobody out. Full cut. A little bit late on it. Fouls it off to the right side. Or if we get if Eliza Sweet can get her 5th strikeout here, would be a big first out with second and third here. Nobody out in the top of the third. Still coming with the heat. A little bit low, a little bit late. Fouled it off, stayed alive. 0-2 count. Oh, that's going to be a run and more. Over the center fielder's head. 1 run scores. Here comes the second runner in. Oh, held at third. Okay, with less than 2 out. Coach held her at third. The second and third. But 1 run does score. Breaks the tie here with Clearview up 1-0.
Kate Woolham, our center fielder for the Pioneers, taking the plate now.
Okay, we got to get an out here. Right down the middle, 0-1 count. And second and third, nobody out. Clearview has broken through first. That's, I believe, is going to be out of play. A little bit late on a swing. 0-2 here. And again, we don't want to lose this runner here. Try to get that strikeout, or at least 1 out. Hopefully, it'll be close into the infield where the runner from third can't score. 0-2 count.
Nice hit.
That's going to be an out at first, and the runner from second advances to third. So we had a hard hit ball to the right side of the infield, and usually when you have that, it's automatically that the runner on third, breaks for the plate. She did hesitate a second because it was hit hard, and the second baseman was, playing up shortly, but there was a little bit of a bobble, and when that bobble occurred, runner from third made it home for the second run. Did get the run at the out at first, and on the throw to first, the runner that was on second base advanced to third, so you still have a runner now in third and can still score on sacrifice fly with 1 out. 2 runs in for Pioneers.
Alyssa Sepulveda at the plate.
First and third baseman playing up, looking for the bunt. As it looked like she was trying to square around, but laid off the ball. Looked like almost squared to bunt and changed her mind, went in with the full cut, fouled it off. 1-1.
So far, just 1 out in our top of the third. Clearview with the score 2, Seneca 0.
Coming our way, Chrissy Gerber with just like in high school, let a ball go through. It's a big out here if we can get a strikeout, if Seneca can get the strikeout here.
Tipped right off the bat.
She's staying alive. Just out of the reach, but just foul down the left side, left field side, third base side. This is Sepulveda again is staying alive here. We're still on 0-2 count, I believe. Get 1 and 2. preservation swing there, was coming high inside, tried to get any kind of contact on the ball, but fouled it off, staying alive.
Sweet with the pitch.
Oh, right back to the first baseman, looks the runner back, gets a big out there. That's Eliza Sweet, right back, look the runner back to third base, over to Jordan, over to Kendra Decker, excuse me, at first base for the second out. That's a big out.
Top of the third, 2 outs, and Dominique Waters stepping up to the plate. Now it's time to take a look at the replay, sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan. On the web at cherryhillnissan.com.
Okay, there's right back to the pitcher, and got the second out. A great play here. If they can get out of this inning right here, it'd be great. That evens the count at 1-1. Defensively, a little bit farther back now. Some last batter with 2 outs. Stays alive. That's a second strike. I believe we have a 1-2 count here. Catcher Dominique Waters at the plate with a 1-2 count.
Comes the pitch.
Went after low ball, but again with 2 strikes, can't be taking anything close. Managed to stay alive and foul it off to the right side.
We've seen a lot of balls go out of bounds so far, Joe. I'm sure our wind is not on our player's side today.
It's going to be a tough play again in the outfield, and there it is. Edwin's doing havoc with the outfielders. Balls in the air that long should be caught, but again, they're fighting the sun, they're fighting the wind. And it goes in, and that's the 3rd run for Clearview.
Elena Hansen, shortstop, taking the plate for our Pioneers.
Fouls it off on 1 count. A 1-2 count. Oh, that's going to be tough. It's going to bounce right in back. And we got her, and she's going to be held at third. Ball was hit on a line drive, dropped right in front of right fielder. That's Nicole Fullerton. Of course, with 2 outs, had him running all the way on contact. First and third now with 2 outs.
Some discussion going on the pitcher's mound.
Okay, looks like we're going to get a courtesy runner here, I believe. And no, we're not. We're just going to have a little powwow and discussion, like you said. See what their strategy is going to be here. As Coach Marty Davino's walking out, talk to settle down Eliza Sweet.
As we see now, top the 3rd, Clearview taking the score of 3, Seneca falling with a score of 0. Got 2 outs so far.
You know, they're getting some contact on Sweet, but unfortunately, two of those hits, you know, were high in the air and just couldn't get it. Again, we mentioned many times we're fighting the sun and the wind. We have first and third. It will be interesting if we see a steal here. Fouls it off 0-1 to Harper Patsko.
Sweet with the pitch.
Another line drive up the middle. 4th run scores.
Patsko taking first.
Nice
Here comes another replay, sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan on the web at cherryhillnissan.com.
See a nice line drive right up the middle there, center field. That's going to be tough. The opposite field, it's going to fall into the right fielder. At least one run's going to score. First and third now with 2 out. That's the 4th run, I believe, that scores for Clearview.
Rachel Albertson taken first and Patsko on third. Miranda Turner at the plate. As we see now at our top of the third, Clearview leading with the score 5, Seneca 0.
That's going to go another one hit in the left field. Another run in. I believe that's the 6th run. I must have missed a run somewhere. 6-0. We have it up on the scoreboard.
Celia Voltaggio, first baseman, taking the plate for the Pioneers.
Down 1 count. Nice fastball right down the middle. Trying to get out of this inning without any more runs scored. We've got to stop the bleeding here. Another high fly ball.
Oh, and just out of the glove. Clearview scoring some more runs on that one.
I believe 2 came in that time, or 1.
I believe 2.
Yeah, it looks like 8-0. And again,
Here comes the replay.
another high fly ball. Unfortunately, fighting the sun and the wind, and almost came up with it. But with 2 outs, 2 more runs were scored.
Rizzo at the plate. Top of the third.
Inside.
Here comes Sweet with the pitch. Nice
Another
hit by
base
Rizzo.
up the middle, sending her home for the 9th run, and that she will score. Going to second, and she's safe.
She is safe.
Looks like the throw beat her there from here, but it's tough to tell. Guess she got her foot right in there, and another runner in scoring position with 2 out. That's going to be the 9th run of the inning.
Kate Woolham stepping up for the Pioneers.
It's a shame because a couple misplays just opened up the floodgates here in the top of the third. And after the high pitch, it's going to be...
Oh!
I thought that was going to be out of play with no problem, but again, the wind is blowing that way, brought the ball right back into a possible catchable territory anyway, but just out of the reach of again, catcher Charlie Greco. Strike, I believe it's 0-2.
Nice hit.
Line drive to left field, holding her at third. And throwing down the second, taking the extra base, and there comes the runner third.
She'll score.
And that'd be the 10th run. Gets ball, gets by, and as a result, number 1, Kate Woodland, ends up on third.
Bringing our score now, Clearview with a score of 10, Seneca 0.
We said earlier, it's really a shame. A couple balls that possibly could have been caught, and Clearview just took advantage of the miscues and have been really ripping the cover off the ball the last 4 or 5 hitters. That's why we have a 10-0 game right now.
Seneca Seneca having a discussion in the middle of the field right now. Possibly looking at a new strategy. Alyssa Sepulveda prepping to be our next hitter here.
Start and kind of a slug bunt, half swing in there. 0-1, fouled it off. Look good from here, a little bit low and outside. 1-1 count.
2 outs.
Coming our way. A chance.
Oh!
Made a great catch there, diving catch. Fought the wind. Great diving catch there.
Charlie Greco.
Charlie Greco ends the inning. Unfortunately for the Pioneers, they crossed the plate 10 times. Had a bunch of hits in there with a couple miscues in the field. And Seneca is still early in the game, trying to just get a few runs on the scoreboard, putting the minds that the Golden Eagles aren't out of this game, even though right now it kind of looks that way. But we do have a few innings to go, even with the 10-run rule. Again, with that 10-run rule, the losing team has to bat 5 times. So they got plenty of time to get back into this game. They've gotten some good rips against Nina Rizzo, and hopefully they can continue and put some runs on the board. The bottom of the 3rd.
And as we take it to the top of the 4th, Clearview leading with a score of 10, Seneca falling with a score of 0. We see Clearview having 9 hits that inning. It's now time for the safe driving trivia question of the game, presented by Heads Up, Eyes Forward. And our question is, true or false? In New Jersey, you can be held liable for texting someone who is driving if they crash due to your message. We'll have that answer for you later in the game. Number 10, Brooke Spruill at the plate for the Golden Eagles. Rizzo at the mound.
Went a little low, evens the count at 1-1. Brooke Spruill trying to get on any way that he can, get some base runners. Swings through the 2nd strike, 1-2 count. Brooke Spruill, sophomore left fielder.
Here comes the pitch.
Off-speed pitch, got way in front. Ball did hit the ground, where they can run on that, but catcher was right there to tag her, and it's the 1st out for the Golden Eagles in the bottom of the 3rd.
Eliza Sweet stepping up now.
I believe that's only the 1st strikeout thrown by Nina Rizzo.
And a strike.
In the hole now at 0-2. Nice waist pitch up high. Almost went after it, but got the ball. Now 1-2.
And a hit.
Going to be out the right field. And the And the right fielder there is Sarah Platt, I believe, making the catch for the second out. At the top of the order now, Kendra Decker. There's a humpback liner to shortstop, easy play. Third out, 3 up and 3 down for the Golden Eagles. Kendra Decker did go 2 for 3 yesterday with a triple against the Minute Maids of Washington Township. No runs, no hits in the bottom of the inning. Top of the 4th, Pioneers up 10-0. And it's really important now that that the Golden Eagles prevent any more scoring. 3 up and 3 down would be nice. Get them back in, and they still got a couple innings to hopefully chip away at this big lead by the Pioneers.
And as we see now, going into the top of the 4th now, Clearview Pioneers taking a score of 10, Seneca falling with a score of 0.
Right, and see there that did get credit to the Golden Eagles for the 2 hours, and we make that play and possibly have a very, very different inning. And a lot of times I just need 1 or 2 plays like that. We mentioned before, to open up the floodgates, and that's exactly what happened. Pioneer did take advantage of those miscues. I was talking to Chrissy Harris-Gerber, assistant coach here before the game, about yesterday's game, and they went toe-to-toe with the number 1 Minute Maids and only losing 6-3. And she said there, a little bit of a loose play on the Golden Eagles' part. They possibly could have won that game, and unfortunately, carried some of that loose play today. But still got a couple innings. Hopefully the Golden Eagles can get back into this game. But right now, what they do need is definitely a shutdown inning. Can't give up any more runs.
Now we see a bit of a pitching change for Seneca. We see number 35, Nicole Fullerton, taking the mound.
Okay, Nicole, that's right. She moved in from right field, I believe.
Taking over for Eliza Sweet.
She gets around on that, fouls it off. It looks like number 10, Brooke Sproul, is now playing right field. And number 34, Jordan, Olson, is a center fielder.
Dominique Waters at the plate.
It looks like the pitcher, number 24, Eliza Sweet, is now playing center field. Looks like a 3-1 count here.
Fullerton with the pitch.
Base on balls.
Waters taken first. Elena Hansen now stepping up for the Pioneers at the plate.
Right down the middle, 0-1 count.
Strike.
Ding the hole, 0-2. A very aggressive runner there at first base, although I doubt if you see any stealing with this big lead at this point.
Nice hit.
Just falls in for another hit to right field.
Hansen taken first.
And Clearview has their first 2 runners here at the top of the 4th with this big lead.
Harper Patsko stepping up now. for the Pioneers with 2 on base. Nice hit.
And for third for the Force. That's a great play there by shortstop. Number 4. Okay, that's Gianna Decker at shortstop. Had the Force at third, had the play in front of her. Great play. Cut down the lead runner. Gets that first out of the inning, still with first and second.
Rachel Albertson at the plate for the Pioneers. Rachel, a sophomore and a second baseman.
Must have been a little bit low here. 1-1, I believe. Line drive just out of the reach of the third baseman, Jordan Wahlberger. Hit so hard and held up. Bases loaded now with 1 out.
Miranda Turner stepping up. Bases loaded. Can see some action here.
They have a Force at any base there, so anything right back to any of the infielders, maybe seen coming home. A little bit low, 0-1. Straight back to the second baseman. The only play is a first base. It wasn't hit hard enough to come home. That's their second out, but another run scores. And makes it 11-0 for the Pioneers.
Celia Valtaggio stepping up. 2 outs so far. 2 on base.
Junior first baseman up there with 2 runners in scoring position and 2 outs. Top of the 4th. A little bit inside. Looks like we have a 1-1 count here. A little bit high, 2-1.
Fullerton with the pitch. Nice hit.
A nice line drive right in the hole down the third base line in between the shortstop and third baseman. Another run scores, holding the runner to third.
Clearview taking a nice lead, 12-0.
First and third here with 2 outs.
Rizzo up to the plate.
Almost hit her, low and inside. 1-0. Little humpback liner on the ground. First baseman, pitcher to first, out of the inning. Unfortunately, 2 more runs scored for the Pioneers. Seneca coming to bat, down 12-0. Well, if anything, Kelsey, the wind kind of died down a little bit.
A little bit. We're toughing it out.
But that sun is there, and again, that's you know, if you're not fighting the wind, you're fighting the sun and the wind, and it's tougher on those fielders out there.
If it's not one thing, it's the other, Joe.
And unfortunately, I believe Gianna Decker will be leading off shortstop for Seneca Golden Eagles in the bottom of the 4th. And it was way back in the first inning where she got that double and tried to stretch it into, a triple, and unfortunately was thrown out on a bang-bang play. And you wonder if she held up or was even safe at third, would be possibly in a different situation now. Because Eliza Sweet was really rolling. I believe she had 4 or 5 strikeouts, and like I said, that really terrible third inning. But anyway, we still have at least 2 more innings with the 10 rule possibly being invoked here. I think it's 10 rule. I'm not sure if it's. I'm pretty sure it's still 10 rule, not 15. As sophomore pitcher Nina Rizzo gets ready to face Gianna Decker.
Here she comes with the pitch.
Right down the middle there for a strike, 0-1. A little bit outside, 1-1's count.
Strike.
Just that heat right down the middle of the plate, 1-2.
The pitch.
Off speed. Way in front of it to the third baseman, just getting her out at first base. Off speed pitch.
Now let's take a look at the replay, sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan on the web at cherryhillnissan.com.
Said had her set up for the fastball, had off speed pitch, and it was way ahead of it. And little dribble down the Harper. Patskin threw it over to Celia Voltaggio. First out, and we have another similar one just right here, but unfortunately it's foul. It was 1 strike. Again, that's from Nicole Fullerton, number 35. She's a senior. Correct that. It's number 36, Jordan Warmberger. Another off speed right up the middle off the pitcher. Goes to the shortstop and still has plenty of time. With a nice stretch. The first baseman Voltaggio there.
Let's take a look at another replay. I believe that was our last play there.
There's a line drive off of the pitcher. Deflected at the shortstop. Helena Hansen over to Voltaggio. So it goes a 1-6-3 in the scoreboard.
Bringing us to 2 outs at the bottom of the 4th.
Now we have number 35, Nicole Fullerton up. She grounded out to the shortstop, her first time up.
Our wind really kicking up now, Joe.
Shouldn't have said anything.
I know.
We jinxed it.
We jinxed it.
Maybe we can get one up in the air and carry it over the fence for the Golden Eagles there. It's a strike. I believe it's 1-2.
Comes the pitch.
Outside. It's either 2-2 or full count. I'm trying to take a look at the ump's hands. We don't have the scoreboard here. Okay, it was a full count because it's outside and it's a free pass. Nicole Fullerton gets on base with a walk.
Charlie Greco stepping up here.
First time up, Charlene pop up to the shortstop. That's Elena Hansen for Clearview.
as we see Madison Crookfield taking first.
Their designated runner.
And Greco at the plate.
Right down there, I believe it's 1-1. Fastball right down the middle. Charlie fouled it off. 1-2 count. Seneca looking to get something going here. Off-speed pitch. Stays alive, fouls it off.
We're looking at 2 outs, bottom of the 4th. We got a player on base. Greco at the plate.
Going outside, I believe that evens the count 2-2. A little bit outside. Full count. Hits are on the swing. And I believe that's only the 2nd or 3rd strikeout for Clearview, but they're still taking
Let's take a look at the replay, sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan on the web at cherryhillnissan.com.
It's tough to tell on the monitor here, but I believe that was the last strikeout. As we see the Golden Eagles taking the field for the top of the 5th.
Let's take a look now at the answer to our safe driving trivia question of the game presented by Heads Up Ice Forward. That question was, true or false, in New Jersey you can be held liable for texting someone who is driving if they crash due to your message. What do you think, Joe?
I think it's true.
True? I think it's true too. It is true. That would be our answer. For more information and to help put an end to distracted driving, like the Heads Up Ice Forward page on Facebook.
Yeah, for years I taught behind the wheel driving at your homestead of Shawnee, and then a lot of distracted driving was the radio. That was the only thing, or 15,000 students or drivers in the car, and a lot of those laws have changed. Where,
Absolutely.
you have the junior license now, and a certain amount of people being there in the car up to a certain age, and with the cell phone and everything else now, the distractions, it's just amazing what you have to do being an inexperienced driver and to put up with that. So it's very, very important. I know I'm in the car, I have a cell phone, I absolutely hate it. I don't answer. How come you're not answering? I'll either pull off on the side of the road or I'll shut it off. I think if it's important enough, I'll get the message. I'll get the message eventually. As we're in the top of the 5th here, and there's a ground ball to the 3rd baseman. Easy play, little low throw, couldn't be dug out. And Clearview gets their lead runner on again. And that is Kate Wollum, I believe.
Alyssa Sepulveda taking the plate for the Pioneers. We're going to take a look at a replay sponsored by Cherry Hill Nissan.
See right down to the 3rd baseman. The throw is a little low, and then we have a steal here. Takes 2nd. So as a result, we have kind of the arrow on the throw, and
Kay Woolham on 2nd base.
And the steal gets him in the scoring position with nobody out. designated players batting right now. Number 8. That's Alyssa Supavita, and as the ball gets by, Kate Willem takes third. We got a runner on third, nobody out.
Our score still Clearview with the score of 12, Seneca falling with a score of 0.
A little high.
Count.
Right down the middle there. Slap bunt gets by. Second baseman into the outfield, and the 13th run is scored for Clearview. Just out of the reach of second baseman Cammy Albrecht.
Seneca falling still with a score of 0. Clearview up by 13. Now we see Dominique Waters taking the plate.
Fouled it this way. Evens up the count on 1, I believe. High fly ball, gonna be well out of play down the left field line. Count here with the runner on first. A little bit low. Evens the count at 2. Alone in the dirt. Wants to count the full.
Top of the 5th, 0 outs. Coming
this way. Used to get out of them there. Chrissy Harris Gerber. Couldn't get out of the way. She must be a little slower in her 20s. Don't give me the look. I'll still change your grade there, kid. Off-speed pitch, high and outside, another walk, first and second.
Elena Hansen stepping up to the plate now.
First and second, have a force out at any base except home.
Here comes the pitch.
Infield fly rule, probably. Infield fly rule. First out of the inning, believe. The out was put out by shortstop anyway. Gianna Decker at short.
Patsko taking the plate now for the Pioneers.
Tying outside, gets by the catcher, and the runners are going to advance. Both runners advance, both in scoring position now with one out. 1-0 count, second and third. Another high fly. It's going to be, the wind's bringing it back in.
Oh!
And the runner's going to go home and gets by the
Save.
catcher. That ball was well fouled. We saw and on the overthrow, another run scores. And the runner on second advances to third on the overthrow. Just an indication of how difficult it is with this wind.
Absolutely.
Off the bat there, it was no doubt a foul ball, and it just blew it right back in. And it took a turn real quick in between the first and second base.
Rachel Albertson here up at the plate for the Pioneers.
Takes a ball high and outside. Nice swing there, fouls it straight back. Little off-speed pitch, a little bit high, runs the count to 2-1. Good from here, probably a little bit low.
Top of the fifth, 1 out. Albertson on taking the plate.
And that last pitch, the ump indicated was inside. This is going to be low. It's going to be another walk. Going to result in first and third.
Miranda Turner now up for the Pioneers.
Got the high strike call, 0-1. Right across the letters. Oh, nice pitch, little off speed there. Had number 4 Miranda Turner way out in front, 0-2 count as the runner takes second. So with 2 outs, Clearview has two runners in scoring position, second and third, 0-2 count.
Nice
Fly
hit.
ball into left field, and a nice play.
Beautiful catch.
And there are going to be only 1 out, so the runner on third did tag up for the 15th run, I believe. And again, the wind and sun doing havoc out there. That was number 34, I believe, Jordan Olson, now playing left field. Was fighting the wind and the sun, did make the catch, but unfortunately both runners advanced. Now we have 2 outs with the runners on third scoring. And number 2, Rachel Albertson, dug up from second, now on third. With number 11, first baseman Celia Voltaggio at the plate. Nice healthy cut for, fouls it off, 0-1.
Here comes the pitch.
Another swing, another foul. 0-2 has her in the hole. 0-2 here. See maybe something low and outside, maybe a waste pitch or high up in the zone. See if she chases. Be right down, breaks the.
Oh, boy.
I don't think I've ever seen that. It was out of her hands, or did it break? Oh, it broke. It split.
You never know what you're gonna see happen.
Wow. I don't think think I've ever seen that in softball. Luckily, nobody was hurt on that. Fouled it off, but the major part of the bat stayed in fair territory. Everybody's okay. Still 0-2 count. A few smiles out there. And there's a long one, but that's going to be down foul. On the left field line, really turned on that fastball. Still holding an 0-2 count to Voltaggio. Flowing outside, we run the count to 1-2. Line drive, fair ball over the bag. It's going to be the 16th run. And Voltaggio takes second. She hung in there with a lot of foul balls, a broken bat, got a bat replacement, and that replacement had a hit in it. As the Pioneers score their 16th run.
Rizzo now up to bat.
Little low. Inside. We have a 2-1 count. Down in the zone, ball 3, 3-1 count. On the third base, finds the hole again on the left side. Coach is holding the runner at third. First and third now with 2 out.
Kate Woolham stepping up to the plate.
First and third, 2 out. Outside for a ball. 4 runs are already in the inning.
We see number 6, Nicole DeTroya, coming in for Rizzo on first.
There's a line drive.
Nice
it's going to be over the head of left fielder. Looks like another run's going to score. Holding the runners at second and third, and it's a double. That's for number 1, Kate Woolham. It's going to make it 17, I believe. Designated hitter up is Elisa Sepulveda. Takes the ball. Evens up the count, 1-1. And 2 runners in scoring position with 2 outs for the Pioneers. They hold a 17-0 lead at the top of the 5th. Oh, 2. Check that. That's 1-2 count. takes a third strike, and the Golden Eagles are out of the inning. Unfortunately, another 5 runs have scored in the top of the 5th. Seneca coming to bat in the bottom of the 5th, trailing in this game 17-0.
Clearview just absolutely dominating today, Joe.
Yeah, after those first 2 innings, we really thought, Belisa Sweet had like 4 or 5 strikeouts in the 2 innings, and we thought we were going to have a real close game. As we mentioned many times there, as we see from then on, Clearview got like 18 hits. It didn't have any hits in the first 2 innings, struck out 4 times, and hasn't stopped since. As we go to the bottom of the 5th inning,
Once Clearview got that momentum going, there was just no stopping them.
all right, and unless they knock this discrepancy down to under 10 runs, this could be the last at-bat for the Golden Eagles. As now we have the wind, but it's clouding up, so at least we had the sun there before.
She's got some crazy wind going on today.
I left the house in dear old Marlton. I think it was close to 70 degrees. Didn't have any jackets on. I went, wait a minute. All of these fields here are always windy. Went back in and got 2 jackets.
Layered
got the hat on, layered up. Cold enough where the grandkids didn't even come today. So wait till I get that young Mr. Mel from Seneca, not bringing my grandkids on. Brought them out in the freezing weather on Monday, and they couldn't come out in 70-degree weather. Oh, and there's a base hit for number 34, Joel Molson. That's good to see. Maybe they can get something going here. Get some momentum. Something to look forward to. There's number 7, Cammie Albrecht, second baseman, comes to bat for the Golden Eagles. There's Nina Rizzo still on the mound for the Pioneers. Low and outside, 1-0. There's a line drive. That's going to fall into the second baseman. They have a chance at a force out.
Oh!
And they do get it. The force out. That's unfortunate. Boy, things are not, when things aren't going right, boy, they continue to go downhill, and that's unfortunate. Kind of had a hold up because there was a possibility that that ball would have been caught and would have resulted in a double play, but unfortunately the ball stayed in front of the outfielder. A fairly easy force out at second base.
Maybe we can see Brooks Sproul at the plate change things for the Golden Eagles.
Swing and a miss on the first pitch, 0-1 count. Fouls it off. In the hole now, 0-2. Outside corner, got the third strike. So Brooks Sproul goes down, looking. It brings up the starting pitcher, now center fielder Eliza Sweet with 2 outs. Nice swing on that one, fouls it back. 0-1 count. Outside corner, in the hole now, 0-2. Anything close, we're going to have to make contact here. Off-speed pitch, got her swinging.
Strike.
And that should do it for for today. After 5 innings, final score is going to be 17-0.
We would now like to take this time to thank our crew for today. Melissa Cheeseman, Kristen Potsky, Justin O'Donnell, Adam Felcher, Adam Durgowski, and Walter Kloss.
Did a fine job here. Again,
Couldn't do without our crew.
I'm sure it wasn't easy for them too with the wind, you know, and
If you would like to purchase a copy of today's game, please visit www.lrhsd.org/LDTV copies. And our next game is varsity boys lacrosse, Shawnee Renegades at Lenape Indians.
Who's in charge?
okay, and we did that lacrosse game Monday. Okay, now it's, I think we'll be seeing our sponsors that help make this production possible today.
Today's game on LDTV Sports, sponsored by Deborah. For care that's extraordinary, demanddeborah.org. Cherry Hill Nissan, home of the friendly Nissan giant. On the web at cherryhillnissan.com. Philadelphia Wholesale Produce Market. All the best, all right here. 215-336-3003. Or on the web at www.pwpm.net. Comegno Law Group, specializing in general and special education law, representing individuals, families, public boards of education, and independent schools. 888-313-IDEA or comegnolaw.com.
Wilmore School of Gymnastics, where every child is special. In Mount Laurel, 856-234-5292. And in Medford, 609-654-9337. Medford Village Car Care, serving the area's car care needs for 30 years. Located at 11 North Main Street in Medford. 609-654-4023.
For information on how your business can become a sponsor of LDTV Sports, contact Joe Malagrana, LDTV Underwriting Manager, at 609-268-2000, extension 8680, or by email jmalagrana@lrhsd.org.
Welcome back. We just witnessed the Clearview Pioneers dominate in today's game against the Seneca Golden Eagles.
Yeah, and I just see there are four hits, and unfortunately 3 errors that in that one inning that Clearview scored. I believe it was the third inning at 10 runs, and it could have gone either way.
It's now time to take a look at the All-State Good Hands play of the game, sponsored by Michael McDyer, CLTC. That number is 609-654-1426, or Michael McDyer at allstate.com. Allstate, you're in good hands.
Okay, I believe that was the double, that the first RBI double of the game, right? And I went, just opened the floodgates right after that, where they scored 9 more runs. But hey, had to start somewhere, and unfortunately, in that particular inning, Seneca could not stop the bleeding, and it resulted in a big win here today for number 8 ranked Clearview Pioneers. And I'm sure it'll be interesting to see the player of the game with that many hits and that many runs scored. And we'll probably, we'll be going down to Jack pretty soon with the player of the game.
Everyone certainly toughed it out through our windy weather today and our sunny weather.
And sometimes sunny weather, which played havoc with some of the outfield play today, unfortunately. And boy, with these many runs scored and only giving up 3 hits, I wonder our player of the game possibly may be the pitcher. But we'll see when Jack comes on in a second here. Now, before he broke, we mentioned that that Lenape, the next game is Shawnee, and Lenape, that should be a great game.
It's now time for the Reconstructive Orthopedics Player of the Game. The number is 1-800-896-RECON or on the web at www.reconstructiveortho.com. Let's send it down to Jack Watson, standing by for the interview. Hey, Jack.
Hi there, Kelsey. I'm standing by right here with Nina Rizzo, who pitched a shutout for Clearview. Now, can you take us through the strategy that you took to achieve this?
Well, we just wanted to hit through the lineup, and I think we did that really well. We came out like we did in the scrimmages, and our defense was great. We picked each other up, and yeah, we had a solid game.
And so how are you going to carry yourself moving forward?
Well, it's definitely, it feels good, and to know that we can do well like that as a team, but we have to definitely not get our heads full.
Any final statements?
Nice job, team.
All right, Nina Rizzo, congratulations to Clearview, and congratulations. Now back to Kelsey and Mr. Miligrana.
Thank you, Jack. Nina Rizzo, a great game for her today.
Right, she said that one of the things that they wanted to do is get a few hits for her. They got more than a few.
Absolutely.
And like we said before, they did take advantage of some of the miscues. As a result, as you see on the screen there, they punched out 17 hits, and Nina Rizzo held down the fort. After that, giving up only 4 hits.
Well, that is all for today's game. The Clearview Pioneers taking a huge win today against the Seneca Golden Eagles. I'm Kelsey Haynes, joined by Joe Miligrana and our sideline reporter Jack Watson, and from everyone here at LDTV Sports. We'll see you next time.
This program was produced by Lenape District Television.
Do you have a plan to increase security in places like that?
The district has up-to-date and well-tested emergency response plans